All right, welcome back to the Recruit Pursuit podcast. I'm a co-host Devin,
Evan Wiederspoon here.
and today we're joined by Bennett Olujic of Mount Si High School. How you doing, Bennett?
I'm good. Happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. I guess the first question I want to ask is how would you best describe your game on the court?
One of my strengths is definitely being able to shoot the ball. That's one thing I've been noticed for, especially at my height. Being versatile, kind of just motoring up and down as best as I can, and helping my team win at the end of the day.
Take us back to, I guess, the beginning of your junior year with Eastside Catholic. Made a pretty good state title or run in that tournament for you guys. Definitely a big year for you individually. What was kind of the story behind that year and how it went for you?
So that year, that was our first year without, all those really good players from my freshman and sophomore year, which included JT, Isaac Tyson, Shane Noel, that group. This is our first year without them. So I was kind of skeptical going into the year what it would look like. What do we see? The dome again, that kind of thing. I wasn't sure. We had some obviously really good players, Lewis Grant Holiday and Jacob Kofi, just to name a couple. Obviously, outstanding players. But at the start, I wasn't really too sure of how big of a role I would play. I knew I was definitely going to have to step up from my sophomore year. We had some good games. We played good pretty much the whole season. Obviously lost to Garfield and Seattle Prep, both two loaded teams. I mean, they had solid talent across the board. I want to say we lost to them, both of them, 3 times. I mean, we could not get past either team. Ended up going into state at the 14th seed, which I thought was kind of, interesting. I felt kind of disrespected because I knew we weren't the 14th seed because O'Day was 3, and that was our first matchup in the dome, and we handled that pretty good. But then the next one was Prep, and again we just couldn't get by them, unfortunately.
So what was that bigger role for you, more specifically? And then did you feel like you accomplished what you wanted to do?
Well, obviously coming from a sophomore year behind all of that talent, I didn't get a ton of minutes my sophomore year, came off the bench. My junior year, I had to pick it up, and I started most of the games. There's a couple of games here or there where I didn't start. Started most of the games, played a ton. I really just had to be more dependent, knocking down shots, rebounding, defending. And those are things that improved pretty tremendously over the sophomore summer. So
how do you think you held up physically as a junior? Because I'm assuming you're 6'7", 6'6", 6'7".
6'7".
Yeah. So what do you think what did you have to do to kind of prepare yourself for the physicality and there's a lot of size in the Metro League too, especially last year, what was, some of the things you thought you did well in that end?
Well, I definitely had to hit the weight room. That's one thing. I was going into junior year at about 180 pounds at 6'6" at the time. I was not physically there. I was not athletically there. I had the intangibles, the IQ, the ability, but physically I just, I wasn't ready. So over the summer, it just came down to the work. I just hit the weights the best I could, worked on my body and everything. And I was able to hold down the 4 spot pretty good for Eastside. I think I did my job, the best I could. I think I did it pretty well. But yeah, I definitely needed to change some stuff because 180 pounds at 6'6" in the Metro League isn't going to cut it unless you're extremely talented, which, comes once in a while. So
100%. So how did the transition to Mount Si happen after last year and going into this year?
Honestly, my family, we moved up to Snoqualmie and, it's 5 minutes away from me. It's right here. They got a good program and everything. So made the move. It's just easier, you
Mhm.
know, that kind of thing.
How's it been playing with them so far this summer?
Oh, it's a lot of fun for sure. It's a great fit for my play style. East side, I I I think it was a good fit as well, but I didn't get the same like I don't know. There's just something about Mount Side that's a little bit different, I want to say. I'm definitely able to show what I can do more. Um, but yeah, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a fun year.
Yeah, you're going to be pairing up with, their big Miles Heidi, so
Mhm.
you can kind of sliding into the 4 spot pretty easily, I assume. And I'm playing with other bigs at Eastside Catholic, and then I know you had Graham Eikenberry on Big Drip Hoops, who's another big, close to 7 feet.
Mhm.
How do you feel like you're going to fit in with him in the front court?
Easily. Miles, he's a beast, obviously. Hard to stop a guy his stature, his size in the paint, and he's starting to get a jump shot now, so that's getting scary.
Oh,
It's over after that.
Yeah, he can't be stopped if he gets it consistent. But he's slowly starting to prove he can knock it down. So, but I've always played with pretty good big men. They obviously make my job a lot easier. I try my best to make theirs easier as well. So, yeah, I'm excited though. It should be fun.
What's it like to have so on the prep hoops rankings, like Miles is 6 in his class, and
Mm.
you guys guards on Mount Si are also in the top 11, I believe, for the 2024. What's it like
Mm.
having Blake and Trevor facilitating the offense?
Yeah, well, Blake is great. I mean, he's definitely a leader on the court. Um, he's super easy to play for. Um, Unfortunately, we haven't had Trevor back quite yet because of his injury. But from everything I've heard and everything I've seen, I mean, he's a great player. So I'm just excited to see
Just
what he
can't
can
help but
do.
smile, huh?
Yeah, it's just, I
Excited.
mean, yeah. So it's Blake at the 1, Trevor at the 2, and then I think I'm actually at the 3, and then we have
Mm.
a guy named Cyrus at the 4, and he's about 6'8", he's pushing 6'9" probably,
Oh wow.
and then Miles Heidi at the
a lot of
5.
size.
How's
Yeah,
it going to be different for you play the 3 instead of are you going to be more the wing outside instead of like a
yeah,
high post-ish? Do you prefer
yeah.
that?
So I can play. I think I can play either at a pretty decent clip. But I think the 3 fits me more personally. Just so I can move around a little bit more. I'm not really stuck, in there. Uh, but yeah, I mean, so far, like the plays that we have and stuff, I feel very comfortable with. Coach Griff, he's obviously very smart. I mean, he's always coached a really good basketball team. So, he always has something for me or for the team. So, yeah.
Give us a little bit of taste of the AAU circuit and what that was like with Big Drip Hoops. We had Parker
Just Tucker
Bauman on the
Parker.
pod
Yeah.
Oh,
uh,
yeah. Okay.
last week, and he was talking about all the talent on there. What was your take on that and that experience rounding up those guys together?
Yeah, that was interesting. So actually, K Dub, our coach, he just DM'd me one day, kind of out of the blue, and was like, "Would you be willing to play AU?" And at the time, I really didn't have a set team. I was going to try out for the team, so I was like, I'm open to it. Just so you know, I'm going to try out for a couple teams. But he was very like persistent that like it would be very beneficial for me if I were to come play for him. And one of my boys, JB, I used to play with him at ECBA, and he was good when we played. So when he was texting me saying you should come over to Big Drip, I was like, okay, I gotta check this out. Obviously, I feel like I made a good choice by going over there. K Dub, everyone has been great. Parker got an offer. Graham's getting offers. The whole team is. I mean, they're all great.
Those offers are going to come for you too. Don't worry. You keep grinding and they're going to come.
Yeah, that's the goal. I appreciate it.
let's switch up a little bit. Favorite NBA player or someone you like to model your game after, or your team. If you have a team, you can say that too.
Well, I'm from Oklahoma, so the Thunder, that's my team. I get a lot of hate for that in Seattle, but I gotta represent.
Comes with it.
Yeah.
So excited about Chet.
Oh my God, I was so happy.
Must
I
be.
was still I was nervous because I was like either way, we're gonna have a great pick.
Yeah, I need the three guys.
I was like, we're gonna have such a great draft this year, but I'm a little nervous for Chet just because the build, which is kind of everyone's thing, right? But he's so talented. I mean,
skinny.
7 foot, but 7 foot, just dribbling up the court, pushing the ball. It's just weird to stop. It's just like,
imagine him against Jokic.
Yeah, that's what I'm nervous about. The weight, the rebounding, the physicality. I don't know if he has it, but
yeah, that's a wait and see thing. It's crazy what he can do, though. I mean, he can guard it out on the perimeter and chase them block, grab his own rebound, all the way up, all the way.
Yeah, those arms are long, man. I mean, you don't get much around him.
Honestly, the whole Thunder team is pretty long. Shai is a real big point guard as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's about 6'5", 6'4". He's big, yeah. But someone that I model my game after.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know, to be honest. I kind of watch little stuff on each player to see what I can do better. So for example, for shooting, I watch Klay Thompson a lot, just in what he does with everything. Like my coach breaks it down to me on every little thing on his form. I try to model after him a little bit shooting wise. And then obviously just kind of playmaking wise, passing, a little bit of Draymond in that area. He just kind of facilitates, he sees everything. And it's just kind of way it's weird. He doesn't take any shots, right? But he always seems to find someone that's open and goes and sets a screen, rebounds. He does a little bit of everything. So those are two guys I kind of pay attention to on that Golden State team for sure. I would say when I was younger, I would say Kevin Durant, obviously Thunder fan, I'm watching him every day. So yeah, but those kind of guys are who I enjoy watching for sure.
Honestly, we've asked this same question just about every guy, and we've heard a lot of Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that, Evan? Yeah. A lot of Draymond Green, and I think that's the perfect guy for you guys to model your game after too, because he's the ultimate glue guy, like you were mentioning. He just does everything.
Mm-hmm. And one thing that's interesting about him that people point out everything he doesn't do, right? Kind of, but I just say he knows how to win, which some guys don't know how to do.
That's what matters.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to win the game. That's at the end of the day. I mean, that's what it is.
So back to you personally, what's one thing that you want to improve on going into next year?
Ball handling for sure. I feel like at the next level, I'm close to or already meet the standard, I would say, of the next level, physicality and stuff. But my ball handling hasn't really been a focal point for me personally, because I never really had to do that.
Right.
But playing the 3 at Mount Sinai next year, I definitely have to work on it, and I already have been for the past couple of weeks now. But yeah, I definitely have to figure that out because that's going to be important for me.
What about, I guess, shifting over to, I mean, with Mount Si, you're in the 4A, in the King Co, a little bit different. Have you, had any runs against any of those teams or players in that conference that you know about? Or
so actually, when I was in 8th grade, I played for Issaquah's ETL league, I think it's called, just kind of like the 8th grade feeder team or whatever, going into Issaquah, because I used to live over in the Issaquah area. So I know quite a few guys who are in the King Co league doing well. I played with a couple, obviously played against a lot of them. Even in AAU, I see them quite often.
Who are some
So,
guys you're looking forward to going against?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Oh,
Who are some of those guys?
Dylan Riley for one. I've known him since 6th grade. You know, he's solid, just
he's a
hooper.
big guy. Yeah.
Yeah, solid for sure. That is a quad team like Tate Smith, Chase Dedeker. I don't know if you guys know who they are, but you know, they helped the Issaquah team out pretty good last year. Yeah, it's mostly the Skyline team though that I'm mostly excited for because Mount Si and Skyline seem to battle it out pretty good most of the time. Yeah, and then some other kids from teams that probably didn't do so hot last year. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, just it's gonna be fun.
What are some guys in the Metro League, since you played a couple of years there, that you enjoyed going against during your time there?
Christian King, for sure. We didn't really get to battle it out until our junior year, and obviously, he beat me out those couple of games. Yeah, but we would go back and forth pretty good, I think, and he's obviously very talented. He got 2 Division I offers. Kudos to him. Yeah, me and him. I always like playing against him. I always look forward to that game for sure. Yeah, and then that's really about it to match up with.
That's a good matchup. You two are kind of really close to the same size and and build, and I guess both of you guys can play out on the perimeter too. Obviously, Christian King, good shooter.
He does it at a high clip, man. I mean,
light it up.
Yeah, he shoots that thing.
What about outside of basketball? What do you like to do outside of basketball?
Well, for me, like basketball is my fun kind of, right? So like if I can go train, I'll go train. Like that's how I enjoy myself. But like, yeah, that's kind of it. Like I'll hang out with friends every once in a while here and there. But
so it's basketball always.
It's school and basketball.
Yeah.
But that's how I like it though. That's how I like it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's either training, watching film, or some games
every day.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You ever play on the outdoor courts? It's getting a lot nicer outside, or is it always in a gym for you?
Nah, I play on the outdoor courts when it gets nicer out. Yeah, it's always fun to have just like those little competitions. Playing like 4s or something, run up and down.
You ever do some 3-on-3s and things like that too, right?
Always, yeah. Always. You gotta have fun. Like you gotta play, you gotta compete. Otherwise, it gets repetitive sometimes. But always playing.
I love the drive, love the work ethic. So I know the recruiting process maybe might not, it's just getting going for you, right? Going into your senior year. What are some things that you're looking for in a school, or maybe a coach?
Yeah, so like a couple of coaches that's reached out to me. They tell me about their school, they tell me about the campus life, that kind of thing. I'm really just looking to go in and help the team out and just play. I just want to play basketball at the next level, because that's what I love to do. I've done my whole life. But like a winning culture in a school would be nice. Just like a team that's not used to always losing or that kind of thing. Either way, I'll go in and I'll help you as best I can. I'll definitely help you more than I hurt you. That's what I like to say. I'll definitely help you.
Yeah, that's good. And it's only going to start heating up, especially with your Mount Si team, and you guys are going to get a lot of publicity, I guess I should say. You know what I mean? A lot of people are going to be watching you guys and all the great talent you have. Evan, you have any other questions?
No, I think I blew through everything I got.
Bennett, you have any questions for us?
No, I appreciate you guys having me. It means a lot.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for coming on, and we're excited to follow your season with Mount Si, and let us know how it goes, and hopefully we can have you back on for another interview.
Sure. Awesome. I'll keep in contact.
Yeah. Thanks, Bennett.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Take care.